We begin with two breaking news alerts this morning. The first involves that missing 2-year-old boy who police say was inside a car when it was stolen. JSO first alerted us about 30 minutes ago. This happened off South Old Kings Road, not far from Wolfson High School. Channel 4's Elizabeth Campbell just arrived at the scene.
We got an alert within the past 45 minutes that there was a possible abduction, missing child, and police are searching for this child. Now, what we are told is that they were working an auto theft at the area of 8075 Old Kings Road. This is where we are being held right now, and they say that the child was in the car at the time, and they located the car but have not been able to locate that child. I want to take you now to a live picture. This will show you the car that he was originally in, where his mother's boyfriend left him in this car. It was found not even a mile away from the apartment complex. It is a 1995 orange Honda Civic. Now, JSO found that car here off of Cespedes Avenue not long after the original call came in, but the boy was not inside the car when they found it. So now they are trying to figure out who stole the car and where this child is.
This car belongs to the boyfriend of this child's mother.
At this point in time now, we have issued an Amber Alert for the child. The child is 1.5 years old. He turns 2 in October. His name is Lonzie Barton. The media has been provided with a copy of him with this picture. He is blonde-haired, blue-eyed, about 20 pounds, able to walk, able to talk. There's no health issues with this child.
Two crime scenes on the south side where police are trying to find this 20-month-old child. On the right is the car being towed. That was the car that little boy was last seen in an apartment complex on Old Kings Road.
Let's bring in now our News for Jax crime and safety analyst, Gil Smith, who's just arrived on the scene. Gil, what do you make of all this?
Yeah, it's a very frightening situation. And like you said, there's so many different areas that it could go in. Did the child get out? Did the person take the child with them? Is the child in one of the residents here on the scene? That's the main thing they're going to be looking at here. I'm sure they have already, is to check all the houses here in the area.
We actually just moved a little bit closer to give you a better view of the apartment complex on the south side where this all began this morning. This is the Ravenwood apartment complex behind me. And if you take a look straight behind me, we've got a JSO officer there. Actually, he's pulling out right now, but they have been blocking that driveway throughout the morning.
I want to step out of the way and show you what's happening right now. We're in the Cespedes Avenue area. We can see just how many investigators are here on the scene. This is near the Bay Meadows and Old Kings Road area. Investigators actually, a lot of them just left this area just moments ago, and we kind of thought that they were actually taking off to go somewhere, but it was actually a shift change, so some new investigators just got to the scene. We can see police officers here. They just briefed each other on what's going on to get the very latest in this search.
But we first started airing this story during our first newscast of the day. It was at 4:30 a.m. We got the alert from JSO at 4 a.m. this morning as a reported auto theft with a possible child abduction. It happened, though, hours before we know, 2:22 a.m., when the boyfriend called police saying the vehicle had been stolen and the child was missing. Shortly after, less than 10 minutes later, JSO found that car less than a mile away. Then at 4:45, we were briefed by the public information officer who first told us this child was 2 years old, and at that time they said his name was Aaron Ebron. Then at 5:10, excuse me, JSO tweeted a new picture. It was a better photo, still calling him Aaron. 5:18, 8 minutes later, that is when we got that tweet. Very important here, a different name, Lonzie Barton, same picture. 5:32 a.m., police released the location of the car where they found it, Cespedes Avenue, less than a mile away from that apartment. And that, we know, was the second place that they were searching. Those two places police were flooding. 6:17 a.m., JSO tweets out the case. This is when it became an Amber Alert.
Before we go, News for Jax has several news crews on the south side right now covering every angle of the search for that missing child. We cannot tell you about enough. Lonzie Barton will be 2 years old in October. He has blonde hair and blue eyes, weighs about 20 pounds, only wearing a diaper when he was last seen in an orange Honda Civic at 2 o'clock in the morning on the south side off of Old Kings Road. We will continue to follow this story on air and online, as well as on Twitter and Facebook. We'll see you at 5.